Welcome back to the vlog and welcome here to Inadu, Papua New Guinea. We're deep in the jungles today, heading up to Munda, which is just on the edge of the mountains, just probably like a 13-minute flight away. So let's go ahead and get started and get our blowers going. Igniter's on, fuel pump on at low start. Our fuel on before introducing our fuel. Just watching the needle coming up. I just shut down, it's super hot out right now, but still only 681 for the peak. Generator on, prop forward, our V2 on, get our flaps going down, our alternator on, and our auxiliary bus. Orsby 1267, November Tango Echo, taxi. Alright, fuel caps and selectors are good. We'll turn our TAWs off, turn Betty off for takeoff. We'll just go up to no higher than 5,000 today. We're completely empty today. We're 5,600 pounds, so we'll rotate at 56 and 65 when we come back in on just a few minutes. Our flaps are set. We'll start setting up our trims. And actually, let's taxi down there first while I'm setting up my trims. It's a little soft. It's not long, but the ground is a little soft today here at Inadu. This place is notorious for getting flooded just because the river is right out there. And if you get off the center line at all, and you kind of just sink in mud. That's why we practice center line control as much as we do. Oh, don't get the wheel stuck. Alright, I'm just going to go at a little bit of an angle and then get on my center line here in a second, because I don't want to use up any extra space that I don't have. It isn't that bad. I am completely empty, still have no issues, but well, the soft spot's right down there where those people are. Alright, we've already got our trims set up. I'm gonna be, let's see. There's a palm tree out there. I'm gonna be airspeed alive by the time I get to that. Otherwise, I'll go ahead and stop on the runway, full reverse, heavy braking. Pull off and shut off if we're going off. We're going off. Probably just go off at the very end, off to the left, right before the river. It's not very deep, but anyways, after takeoff, we'll pitch for 85 knots, consider EPL, go to whatever lower train that we have, potentially try to land on one of the sandbars. 80 full flaps, cut off, pull off, and shut off. Emergencies, masters, and crack my door. Alright, trim and aborts are set. Our igniters, our lights, and bypass are all good. Orsby 1267, November Tango Echo, taxi. Orsby 8819, or November Tango Echo, taxi. November Tango Echo, taxi, Inadu, Munda, 1 POB. November Tango Echo. Harnesses and high idle. We're 34, let's just say 35 degrees in sea level today, so 1520, 1470 for 1520. The reason I'm going 50 below what it says on the chart is because I'm in bypass. Ignition condition, flaps 20, fuel and harnesses 1470. Plus complete. Rotate at 50 is 6 knots. Keep my wheel off, just barely off the ground. There's my 30 continuing. There's my 50. There's airborne, nose over. Take a look at this nice departure right here. Really awesome river. And we'll just pop on up over top of these mountains right in front of us. Just climb out at 85 knots for the time. Actually, let's go VX, which is 73 knots. Have our ITT right up top of the green, 740, still 20 degrees of flaps. It's gonna give me my most amount of altitude in the shortest amount of distance till I can pop up over them. I wanted to say they're like 1,500 feet, thereabouts. 1,200, so let me just go ahead and start nosing over now. That looks like I'll clear even out 1,300 feet. Let's go 10 degrees of flaps once we're over 85 knots. Yeah, so it's just a 12-minute flight. So 23 nautical miles. Air prop back to 2,000 RPM. Lots of back pressure until the automatic trim wheel stops, and then let's go a little bit further. I'm hoping, I'm going out to Malamunda. I've been out here before with you guys. It's usually slippery. I was here this morning though, and it wasn't slippery, thankfully. But I'm also coming in now at about 12:30 in the afternoon, and there's going to be probably tailwinds on landing, more than likely. So if it's not slippery, it's going to be windy, one or the other. It always seems to be. Orsby 8819er, November Tango Echo, departure. November Tango Echo departed Inadu, time 20, tracking 132, not above 5,000, estimating Malamunda 32.
Tango Echo, not above 5,000.
Right, because I am below 5,000, I'm just going to limit myself to just a fuel flow of 320 pounds per hour. The reason being is because that's what we do all of our flight planning on. So I flight plan from here to there to there to there. So rather than just burning up a bunch of extra fuel that I don't need to, I'd rather burn what I want so that I land with the amounts that I want, so I know I get back home with the right amount. What that means is typically I'd be cruising around at 1,250 foot-pound of torque, but today it's all the way down to 1,100 pounds of torque to be able to give me that fuel flow of 320. Let's take a quick look at the airstrip chart from Malamunda. Elevation is 2,150. I'm at 3,350 right now, so my pattern altitude is going to be 3,100, which I'm pretty much there right now. It's just a 4% slope, and the length's 530 meters long. Like I said, there's going to be probably tailwinds on this, so I can land with a full up load with 1 knot of tailwind. But like I said, I'm completely empty, so basically for every 1 knot of tailwind, it equates to about 100 kgs, 80 to 100 kgs. So let's just say every 200 pounds below my maximum gross weight, I can add a tailwind, or a knot of tailwind. There you go. So we're at 5,600. My max weight is 7,200. So that is going to be 1,600 pounds. So that's basically 8 knots is what I could take. And 8 knots is really kind of, yeah, that's like the maximum that I would really ever like to take on any type of mountain airstrip is about 8 knots. Usually it's like 7 to 8 knots before it really starts feeling uncomfortable. So I'm hoping that we don't have more than 8 knots today. Also extremely critical though is to have my airspeed absolutely nailed in on the exact airspeed that I want to be able to land with that kind of tailwinds. We're going to be landing on runway 08, so we'll just put it in my OBS and turn it over here to 080. That puts this really cool little line on the screen to show me the orientation of the runway. Because many times you can't see the runway at all times when you're in the pattern because you're kind of following mountain ridges and whatnot. All stations in Malamunda, 126.7. November Tango Echo, 7 miles to the northwest. 3,700. Circuit time 3:2. What I'm planning on doing out here is, if it works out, is I've got 5 or 6 kids or teenagers, I'm not 100% sure, that need to go to school over to Compium. Now, there's quite a bit of clouds on these ridges. These mountains go up to 13,000. So stay tuned. If I can get in here, and if I can get these guys out of here, then I'm planning on shooting that video as well up to Compium, which I haven't been up there with you guys yet. And if that doesn't work, then I'm just going to take them to Mount Hogg, and if they're cool with that. So we'll see. It's another 23 miles up the mountains, and I have no clue what the weather is up there yet. So yeah, like I said, we'll see. Morse V8819 November Tango Echo in the circuit. Malamunda, report after landing.
November Tango Echo, no reported traffic.
November Tango Echo. If you're wondering why is he not canceling his SAR like he always does when he's in the air, it's because I just don't know if I'm going to be able to land. I have got 10 knots right now indicated here, but it does change drastically just by going down 1,000 feet. For the circuit, let's reduce our power, our torque all the way down to probably around 500. Push our prop forward. We're going to drop down 300 feet now. To 2,800 feet, and then there's some housing over there. We're going to go right over tops of those trees over there. It's a really short final, so I'm going to be turning final actually a little bit lower, probably like 400 feet, so 3,500. Correction, 2,500. Returning base, 1 to 74. See, I've got 2 knots now, whereas 10 knots just 500 feet higher. There's a low spot in the trees. We'll head to that. .500. Full flaps. Twist is complete. Slowing to 64 knots. It'll be kind of a steep descent. All right, 64 knots. 7 knots crosswind. It's a tailwind. Knots committed. All right, well, there you go. This is Malamunda. If you guys did enjoy that, give it a thumbs up, as always. Consider subscribing if you guys like this, and also check out my website. I'm going to be making a t-shirt. One of my viewers came up with this really cool design for different strip charts and whatnot, and I'm going to be making Malamunda this week. So I should have it available on my website now. It's a really cool design, I think, so go check it out if you want to help support the channel. Like I said, I am hoping to be able to shoot this next video up to Compium, just another short little 25-minute or 25-mile flight over top those mountains in front of me. Take some guys to school. So anyways, thanks again for taking the time to watch, and have a great day. Shut down, get our blowers off, all of our lights are off, auxiliary alternator, cut off and feather. All right, like I said, have a great one. See you next time.